At number 10, we got the Prince of all Saiyans, Vegeta. Super Saiyan Vegeta, that is. Sorry about that. So, Vegeta's main ability reduces his strike cost by 15 for 10 timer counts. He has a 20% strike damage inflicted from battle start to 20 for 20 timer counts, which is really good. So basically, the first second of the battle, his strike damage is increased by 20% for 20 seconds or timer counts. His special attack is a Big Bang attack, which gives you 15% more strike damage for 15 seconds. And a good thing about him is his extra art card restores his health by 15% and cures abnormal conditions, which is really good. So he kind of heals himself and cures himself every time he gets that green key card. And this Vegeta is number 10. So number 9, we have Turles. He is one of the Spark units that were buffed in a balance buff. So the good thing about him, he has a pretty balanced aspect of him. He kind of does everything, to be honest. So his main ability reduces blast art costs by 15, which is really good, for 10 timer counts. And then to do that ability, you have to have 15 seconds pass. His unique ability does more damage to Gohan by 10% blast damage. That means any character with the tag Sun Family. Pretty sure Gohan is probably going to be one of the main units you go up against. But it's going to be kind of hard because Gohan destroys Turles, the yellow Gohan. So, But what makes him so good is his buff. He has a new unique ability which is unlocked after you level class him up to master. So once he's unlocked once his master class is unlocked, he reduces damage received by 30% for 25 seconds. For the first 25 seconds of the match. So as soon as the match starts, he only receives 70% damage, which is really good. And that's his buff. His special is called Kill Driver. He does 15%. He increases damage received by 15%, blast damage received by 15% for 15 seconds, which is really good. But the best thing about him, the second best thing about him now, is the Fruit of Tree of Might. That's his key extra card, that green card. That green card automatically gives you 10% boost in health and gives you one of the three. You can either get 20% boost to blast damage for 20 seconds, 15% to recovery for 20 seconds, or 50% to vanish engage for 10 seconds. So when you use that card, you automatically get 10% plus one of those three, which is really, really good. So he can keep boosting his blast, his key, and vanish gauge recovery. So if you get vanish gauge recovery freaking twice back to back, that's pretty OP. So he's a really balanced unit. Only thing is his health is really low. He probably has one of the lowest health out of these 10 characters, but he makes up for it because he keeps healing himself. So that's why Turles is at number 9. Up next, we have Super Saiyan Damage Goku. This is the damage one. There's a lot of Super Saiyan Sparking Gokus and freaking Gokus and Sparking Gokus in this game now. But this Goku hits really freaking hard. Surprisingly, his base blast attack is higher than Purple Vegeta's. So he's really good. Alright, let's get into his abilities. So his main ability allows him to draw his ultimate special, which is the Super Dragon Fist. His unique ability is kind of good, but not really. If you have Krillin in your team and he dies, he gets 35% blast damage inflicted when Krillin is dead. But his special, his Super Kamehameha, increases his own special move art by 15% for 15 timer counts. His extra key card gives him a 15% damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. His ultimate special is a Super Dragon Fist, which deals a lot of damage. And this Goku is really, really good, but he's kind of a glass cannon, to be honest. He doesn't have that good defense, but his ultimates and his special are really good. His abilities are kind of lacking in a way, but his special, he's an attacker. All right, he's an attacker with a little bit of defense. But that's Goku. At number 8, we have the legendary Trunks. I love Trunks, man. He's a really good character. Future Trunks, that is. So, Trunks, his main ability basically gives him his ultimate special art card. You need 25 seconds to pass before he gets that, and that deals a lot of major slice damage and inflicts bleed. Okay, let's get into it. His ability. He only does 20% more damage to Frieza Force, but he is someone like Piccollo. Piccollo. He reduces damage by 40%. So like when someone does, let's say someone does a chain of blast arts on you, and they use 90 ki, right? You can tag him in to reduce that damage by 40%. Piccolo has the highest one in the game at 50%. Trunks has cover reduced damage for 40%. He also increases his own damage inflicted for 15 timer counts, but he adds 3 seconds to his substitution count when activated. So every time you do this, it takes a longer time for him to come back into the game. But that 40% demo, 40% combo damage reduction is really, really good, especially for a red character. I really wish I could pull Trunks, but I don't have him. He's a really good unit, and his ki increases his blast and strike damage by 20% for 20 seconds, which is really amazing. He increases 2 aspects of his attack, his offense, for 20 counts. That's a pretty long time. And that is Trunks at number 8. At number 6, we got Gohan. So Gohan is really, really, really good. His main ability is just ridiculous. His main ability gives him 50% boost to strike damage inflicted for 15 seconds after 15 seconds have passed. His unique ability is a 20% boost to strike damage when 3 members are left. So within the first 15 seconds of the match, right? Use your main ability, you now have a 70% boost to strike damage. If you get that key card, his key card gives you 20% boost to strike and blast damage for 20 seconds. And then on top of that, if you use Masinko, or Masinko, I think I pronounced it right, his special arts card, he deals major impact damage and then gives you 20% boost to strike damage. So let's just say, right? You use your main ability, your unique ability, no one dies, right? You use Masinko and to unlock key form, you're at 50% from the main ability, 20% from the unique ability, 70, another 20% from Masinko, 90, and then the extra key unlock form of attack gives you 20%, so you had 110% boost to strike damage. And mainly every one of us here, I can say about 75% of the people watching this video has a Piccolo. When Piccolo dies, he gets 35% boost to strike damage. So now you're at 125% boost to strike damage when Piccolo's dead. If Piccolo so happens to die before 15 seconds. It's just crazy. He's a really good unit. He's pretty balanced, to be honest. One of the hardest striking hitters in the game right now, hands down, after all the boost. So Gohan is really good. He's one of my favorite characters in the anime. I like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan when he destroyed Cell and beat the crap out of Cell. He's my favorite character. My favorite good character, my favorite villain. I guess you can call Broly a villain. I don't know what he is, and because he's not really canon. Let's see if the movie comes out. But Broly's my favorite villain. So there's Gohan. Up next, we got Android 18. Android 18 is just a really freaking hard hitter, man. So her main ability gives her her ultimate special, which is Deadly Dance. Deadly Dance does major impact damage, and it does 5% to enemy substitution count for 15 timer counts. So the enemy has 5 extra seconds on substitutions, which is really good. So once you use her special, you're kind of stuck fighting her, and she's gonna whoop your butt. Her unique ability gives her a 20% boost to key recovery when an android is a battle member. She gets 20% boost to strike damage against Saiyans. Everyone has at least 2 or 3 Saiyans on their team and PvP. Her special Power Blitz deals a lot of explosive damage and gives her 20% to her own key recovery for 10 time accounts. And then her, oh my god, her her green key extra art card gives her 15% boost to strike damage for 15 time accounts, and decreases her strike art cards by 5 for 10 counts. So if you can just, I'm pretty sure you can stack these. I don't have her, but if you can stack these key art cards and get like another one within like seconds of each other, you could pull a nasty combo for -10 for strike art cards with a 30% boost to strike damage. That's kind of scary, to be honest. So there's Android 18, and she's a pretty good statted out character, to be honest. Up next we have the one and only Broly. Broly is just a freaking beast. Broly is overall my favorite character in the game, in an anime, and of probably any anime of everything in life. I love Broly. Alright, so main ability gives him his ultimate special, which is Gigantic Meteor. Now that deals a lot of major explode damage, and that thing really hits really hard. The thing I like about Broly is his extra art card, Gigantic Claw, which basically he grabs you by your freaking face. He grabs you by your face, right? And he just tosses you out. He inflicts force switching. Alright, when he does that, he increases his own key restoration speed for 20 time accounts. And on top of that, his unique ability, every time he enters the battlefield, he decreases the opponent's key restoration by 15% for 15 seconds. Every time he enters this field. So every time he subs back in, whoever's in on the enemy's team has a reduction in restoration key. Which those little things add up. 15% reduction in restoration speed can mean the difference of you getting a combo off and landing a Rising Rush and winning the game. His special Blaster Shell does a lot of freaking damage, and inflicts 15% more strike damage for the enemy, and has only a 30% chance to inflict feint. But when that feint hits, man, you can charge right back up and just land another combo or switch out. So Broly is really good in this game still, and I think he's going to be a top 10 character in this game for a very long time. So Broly is definitely still a beast. Up next, we have the one and only Piccolo. Who knew Piccolo would have been this OP in the game? Piccolo is hands down one of the best PvP cards to have in the game. You have to have Piccolo. You can't be a top player and not have Piccolo in your squad. Well, you can, but shout out to all those who are ranked 50 without the Piccolo. Piccolo is just hands down a must-have for any situation, to be honest. Alright, let's get into it. Piccolo. He has the second highest health in the game. I believe the third form Frieza has the most, but Piccolo's right there. Well, Piccolo's right there. So his main ability restores ally health by 25%, cures abnormal conditions. All right. So don't quote me, but I'm 99% sure that Piccolo has the highest ally health restoration and the reduced damage received in the game, hands down. And on top of that, he's actually a pretty decent hitter. He's not the hardest hitter in the game, but he's definitely not the lowest hitter in the game. All right. So he does his unique ability, which is the 50% reduction in damage when you do cover change. Same thing as Trunks that we talked about. All right. Only difference is he has a +2 to his substitution count when activated. Trunks has a +3, I think. So he has a lower substitution count than Trunks. All right. And another good ability from him is his anti-Saiyan ability. So what that does, it gives him a 20% blast damage to anybody with the tag Saiyan, which is pretty much a lot of people's teams, alright? And his special beam cannon causes the enemy to receive 15% more blast damage for 15 seconds, and this is a major pierce damage type of special. His extra card, which is a form of attack. Now this is really freaking good. All right. So this does a 15%. This gives him a 15% increase in strike and blast damage for 30 seconds. Jeez, 30 seconds. So there's Piccolo. Really good character. He's probably going to be top 5 for a long time. I don't think he's going to be out of top 5 anytime soon, to be honest. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Now, this next character, I'm probably going to get a lot of mixed opinions, but I think he's definitely the second best character in the game. This is the Super Saiyan Goku that has the virus. Okay? Now, there's a lot to talk about, so sit back. First of all, this guy has one of the craziest stats in the game. He has the highest power in the game. All right. Now let's get into his let's get right into it. His abilities, right? So his main ability only takes you 5 seconds to get, right? So after 5 seconds, you can use his main ability. His main ability increases damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. And he also increases the art card draw speed by 1 level for 15 counts. Okay? His unique ability, now remember, unique abilities are immediate. Okay? So, minus 10 to all his art cards minus 10, that's kind of a tongue twister. Minus 10 to own art costs from battle start. So as soon as the battle starts, his entire art library is reduced by 10. It doesn't affect his Awaken or Ultimate art card, but it does affect his special. He doesn't have an Ultimate art card, alright? So even his special Kamehameha is minus 10. Now his Kamehameha deals major impact damage and does 20% inflicted damage for 10 timer counts. And then his extra ability gives him 20% boost to ki recovery for 15 timer counts. Now, if he's so OP, why isn't he number 1? Well, because he's so good, his ability is also a negative. Alright? He has a viral heart disease. I don't know if you guys remember, but Goku actually had the disease when he fought Android, I think, 19. Alright? What this does, every time you use a card, he decreases his health by 5% for each card you use. So, this Goku, most likely 99% of the time, should be the first character that comes out. He should be number 1 every time. Because when this happens, he F's crap up. Alright? He does so much damage in the beginning of the match. He's so OP in the beginning of the match. Basically, what this Goku is used for is extreme damage, and he goes through all his art cards to set up your second character to use a Rising Rush. When you get good with this Goku, you should be able to take out that first enemy. If he's not a red element character, you should be good enough to take out that guy with this Goku. That's how good this Goku is. He should be able to take out any character in the game, just about any character in the game, within that first 15 seconds. And then you set up your second character to use a Rising Rush. That's why he's that good. Think about that. Mostly every other character in the game's main ability takes 15 seconds to get. You get yours in 5 seconds with this guy. So as soon as you get it, right? You do your whole combo with him. Does a lot of damage. Use your main ability. You get all those cards right back. You do another freaking combo. And then you have all your art cost down. So you can have enough ki left to do 2 full 4 art card combos. And most likely get your Rising Rush after 2 combos. He's that good. But you have to have Piccolo in there to kind of give him his health back. To kind of get him back up there. Maybe throw in a Charlotte to increase his health by 10%. That's kind of what I did. I took out Gohan and put Charlotte in there to kind of give me a boost in Saiyan health. Because Gohan really doesn't do anything. I don't have any other hybrid Saiyans. I don't have Trunks in the game. Gohan used to be my third. My lineup used to be Broly, Piccolo, Gohan. But now it's this Goku, Broly, and Piccolo. That's kind of my standard lineup for just about every match I play. I might put a gameplay out there. Alright? So, this Goku's OP. Before we get into number 1, I just want to throw out 2 honorable mentions. The first honorable mention is Frieza. The second honorable mention is Sparking Krillin. He's actually a really good unit, but I feel like the red Vegeta just slightly edges him out, which is why he's not top 10. He's definitely top 15. Yeah, this is a special honorable mention for those 2 guys. All right, let's get to number 1. Next up, we have Mr. MVP of the Tournament of Power himself. If it wasn't for him, Goku and Vegeta would have gotten eliminated with the shield that he gave them. Also, if it wasn't for him, when Frieza and Vegeta pulled Jiren out, no one would still be up to win the Tournament of Power. So he was definitely MVP of the Tournament of Power, and he's definitely MVP right now in Dragon Ball Legends until further notice. Let's get into this freaking beast. Before I start, my brother pulled him twice. He pulled him off of a daily discount summon. He got this guy for 20 Dragon Stones, and then got him again for the free freaking Sparking character guaranteed after the 5 days of daily challenges. I don't have him, so I'm jealous. Alright, let's get into it. His stats are just through the roof, first of all. His stats are crazy. Alright, you see the stats up there. Attack, defense, it's just ridiculous. Alright, he has the highest base strike and blast defense of the game. Alright, he's top 5 in blast attack. He's just a beast. Main ability. So, his main ability allows you to draw a special arts card next. Causes enemy to receive 35% more blast damage for 20 seconds. And again, you need 15 timer counts to elapse in order to get this card. His unique ability, 25% to blast damage when you have 3 people left. So if no one's down, no one's damaged, you get 25% boost to blast damage inflicted. His cover. He has a cover reduced damage. Jeez, he's so OP. Alright, so he reduces damage received by 40% until the combo ends. He also... every time you put him in to reduce damage, he increases his strike damage inflicted for 15 seconds. But it takes him 3 seconds extra to get in every time he's subbed. Alright, so every time you do a cover in, when you switch him back out, he gets an additional 3 seconds on top of his whatever it is before you take him out. So that's the only downfall about him. His special is Super Electric Strike. Deals major slice damage, and it causes the enemy to receive 20% more strike damage for 15 seconds. And you have a 40% chance to inflict paralyze, which is pretty good. Better than Broly's 30%. Alright, his extra card. This is what makes him so OP. Alright, his extra card nullifies enemy attacks. You cannot... the only thing you can't nullify is a Rising Rush. He can't stop any attack in the game besides a Rising Rush. If enemy is close at range and you do if enemy's close and they do an attack and you use the extra card, he bounces the enemy back. And every time he uses it, +5 to his special art cards. Max +15. Alright? Which I'll take any day. This Android is so good. I encourage everyone to have him and make a mono Android squad. If I had him, I would make a mono Android squad video, but I don't. But let me know what you guys think about this video. It took me a while to do because so many different changes. I had to keep redoing it. But let me know what you guys think about it. Let's get the likes up, man. Let's try to get a lot of likes. The more likes I get, I'll keep doing more videos like this. Till next time, I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Peace.